I used to think if I couldn't find hope, I should just let it all go. I used to think if I couldn't make dreams come true, I should just let them all go. When life seems impossible, look from a new angle. Change just one little thing. When life feels intolerable, find your true source of love. Concentrate, focus on love. Center now, focus on love. Dedicate, focus on love.
Awesome. Welcome
Focus
everyone
on,
to
focus
the
on
Spearitual here at the Soul Station. I am your Pat, teacher, advisor, and coach. Welcome. We're going to go ahead and dive into the lesson for mid-month of August. We're picking up off of session 1, lesson 1. So this is considered session 1, lesson 2. And we're still discovering love. We're still on that subject matter of love. So what we're going to start with going forward is Matthew 22, okay? And we're going to be reading verses 37 through 39, okay? And that's the first book of the New Testament, okay? Matthew 22. And we're going to start with verses 37, and we're going to end at 39, okay? And it says, "But last of all, he sent unto them his son, saying, They will reverence my son. But when the husbandmen saw the son, they said among themselves, This is the heir. Come, let us I'm sorry, am I reading the right one? Matthew 22. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong chapter. Okay, Matthew 22, 37. Jesus said unto them, Thou shalt love thy Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all of the law and the prophets." So I went on over to 40, didn't mean to do that. But again, let's go back for a minute. "Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind." This is the first and great commandment. The second is similar to it, to love your neighbor as yourself. Now, I posed a question a few weeks ago about how to love your neighbor, and if the balance was appropriate, if you have a nasty neighbor, if that's how they know love, should you show love the same way they give it, or do you do the opposite and you exercise the things that we discussed last week, which we'll get back to in just a moment. Now, when it came to love, it talked about the law. So we know, some of us know, that the law in terms of the Bible, because we're starting with this book. I prefer this book because this is a global book, okay? And everyone around the world is affected by the Bible. It's not the oldest book, but I will say it's one of the greatest books ever written. So we're going to go to Exodus 20th, okay? That's the second book of the Old Testament, okay? Exodus 20. Just put my glasses on. Okay. And we're going to start with verses 3. And verse 3 says, "Thou shalt have no other gods before me." Okay. 4 says, "Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth." Okay. 7 says, "Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy." Okay. Go down to 12. "Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's." Okay. You can reread this on your own time, but we just want to kind of dabble into the elements of what we refer to as love, okay? So let's flip back, because these are the commandments, okay? And these commandments represent acts. If you love God, this is what you do. When you love your parents, this is what you do. When you love your neighbor, this is what you do. This is how you act, and this is how you should think. So let's go back to 1 Corinthians 13. That's the New Testament, all the way towards the back. There's 1st and 2nd Corinthians, Galatians, Ephesians. Okay, so 1 Corinthians 13. Okay. And this title, Love is the Greatest Gift. Again, though I speak with the tongue of men and of angels and have not charity. So we're going to substitute charity, the word charity, with love. And have not love, I am become as a sounding brass or tinkling cymbal. So to me, you just noisy. You just saying shit. You just saying stuff. Okay? And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all this faith so that I can remove mountains and have not love, I am nothing. How can that be? How can it be when I'm doing all of these things, but if I don't have love, you're nothing? Okay? That's why I am urging people to dabble deep into the meaning of love, because I don't believe you can live anything you can't define. Okay, so let's take it to the board. Wonderful. So hopefully you all can see the board clear enough, where we discussed love in session 1, lesson 1, and we gave it titles. Okay, so we gave Gil, God is love, and we discussed the first and only scripture in the Bible that discusses or describes God's love is that he gave his only begotten son. There's nothing else in there that talks about God loving mankind or humanity other than he gave his only begotten son. All the other scriptures I have researched and learned through life has always been our love towards him and our love towards each other. Okay? I haven't even really discussed scriptures that talk about loving yourself. Okay? Now, when we talk about the love of us, we titled it Lou, right? Lou. And in 1 Corinthians 13, it talked about all of these different stuff. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, that's a sacrifice. But I don't have love, it profits me nothing. What's the gain if you're doing all of this and you don't have love? But what is love? I mean, really, what is love? And then it says, love suffereth long and is kind. Love envieth not. Love vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up. It don't give itself a whole lot of self-importance. That's what vaunteth is really discussing. But it starts to detail what it's not. Okay, so we talked about the ingredients of love: kindness, giving, caring. And then we got to a little rough spot where it talks about it envieth not. We called it jealousy, okay? And it just so happened Lou is involved in jealousy, the love of us, okay? I got a little surprise for you in the end, okay? So it's not puffed up. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes you have people that become, they say they love you, but they become a little condescending, like, okay, maybe they bailed you out of a situation and they're helping you, you know what I'm saying? And although it's an act, it looked like love, but condescending attitude, puffed up attitudes don't feel like love. And that's what we discussed last week. What is the difference between your feelings and how you think? What is love? How you feel and how you think are two totally different things. It says, it does not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil. Rejoices not in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth. You know, that kind of sounds like a friend. You know how to say, when your friends really love you, they really honest with you. They're not going to tell you what you want to hear, right? They're going to give you the truth, what you need to hear. Why would they do that? Because they love you. Well, what do you mean that you love me? Okay? So charity or love never faileth, but whether there be prophecies, they will fail. Whether there be knowledge, it will vanish away. So we know that it's a season for everything. Everything will pass, but it's something about love that will not perish. Okay? It talks about we know in part, we prophesied in part, but when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away with. So, you know, when perfection comes, because the next verse gets really interesting, okay? It starts to talk about maturity. When your mind is different, when your mind is growing up, okay? You begin to take a different approach to life and humanity than you did when you were immature. Okay, so I want to share this one scripture with you regarding love, and it's coming out of John 15. Okay, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. Okay, John 15. I want you to hear this one thing before we actually sum this up. And it's verse 13. Now this is Jesus speaking. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. So to Jesus, Yeshua, whatever you prefer to him as, Rabbi, for him, he said the greatest love of all is when people lay down their life for their friends. Now what does that mean, laying down your life for your friends? Because to me that is definitely an act of love. When you're showing kindness, that's an act of love. But let me tell you, people can be kind to you and be thinking about how to get rid of you at the same time. Okay? So that can't be love. Okay? Somebody can give you a gift, right? But behind that gift, there's a motive. So kindness and forgiveness can't be love, right? Somebody can be caring, okay? You sick in the hospital or you bed rest and they giving you soup. They caring for you, but it's arsenic in the soup. It's an act, but is it love? And we don't even have to talk about jealousy. That's a whole other subject, okay? Then Jesus said the greatest love is when somebody lay down their life for you, okay? And in my aspect, Jesus was willing to lay down his life for his friends, not for everybody. God gave him to the world. And when I say lay down your life for a friend, that don't necessarily mean at gunpoint. I've heard stories where people went and took charges for friends. They went to jail for them. That's laying down your life for a friend. Okay? I've heard people who, you know, out of reflex just jumped in the middle of a shooting for a sibling. You know, just not acting, just because of whatever that is, that connection. They lay down their life for their friends. So my question to you again for session 1, lesson 2, what is love? Define it for yourself. Because even in Exodus 20th, where it gives the law, which is telling you how to think. Then you have 1 Corinthians that's giving you all these acts. It still did not tell you exactly what it is, which I can appreciate. Because at least at that point, you are defining it for yourself. And guess what's next? You're going to measure yourself first. And I'm going to leave it on that note until next week. Thank you so much for tuning into the Soul Station here with the Spearitual Bee. I can't wait to bring you another one. Till then, one love, happiness, and peace. Take care. All right, Master Teachers and Future Gurus, welcome to the Soul Station here with the Spearitual Bee for your mid-August report. Hopefully you had a chance to support the station already, okay? Maybe you've already checked the description box, okay? And hopefully you liked the love lesson, session 1, lesson 2, okay? So we're moving forward, progressing in the call, all right? So we're gonna get started with your bronze status bi-weekly report. Hopefully it's something you want to hear, but if not, don't blame me. Just knit if it fits and quit if it doesn't fit, okay? Again, please remember to support the station and thank you in advance. Okay, so what is the central issue for mid-month source going forward for Master Teachers and Future Gurus? The central issue until September is the Jack of Diamonds, okay, or coin. All up in your head, ain't you? Yeah, you are. It's dealing with your finances, your wealth, wealth building, your bills, your stability, your security. That's what's, oh my God. I feel like somebody may have a good idea with what you can do with your money or with your plan. You know how you have an idea, but it seems like if you share it with somebody, I feel like they just take over, like they have so many ideas and plans with you, what they can do with your idea or with your money and or money. Let's see. Overall, though, we're dealing with the Hierophant. The Hierophant's been major today. Wow. What's going on with this Hierophant? It's based on the world, okay? It's all coming out of the Nine of Wands reverse. Or the Fence reverse, and we have the Ace of Pentacles as your outcome. That's great. What's underlining that is judgment calls. Okay, this could be God waking you up. This could be that thing where somebody says something and you just like you wake up to it. Maybe you wake up out of your sleep with it, or maybe it's coming out of this this fist reverse, this is being agitated and bothered and skeptical, and maybe it's coming out of that agitation, spending some time with yourself, trying to figure it out, taking a different approach, being open but guarded, yet, in a sense. You open and guarded, in your own world. I see some of you are in the mirror and you realize something about yourself, but you like it. Whatever it is, I don't know if it's a change. For some of you, it's a change. I feel like it irritated you before. You wasn't really sure. Maybe you wasn't even sure about being open about it. I was talking about being open but defensive, but I feel like this is just a side note. You like it. After struggling with it somehow, or maybe just somehow you just overcame your feelings about it. Maybe you didn't see it the way maybe other people see it. I don't know, but I feel like that's something to do with somebody. It's in I see your overall energy is the Hierophant, and this could be committing yourself to something or obtaining faithful, loyal customers, clients, employees. This could be you or someone else. I definitely see you getting ready for whatever this commitment is. That this could be your personal commitment, or this could be your commitment to your work. It's like I keep hearing you taking a look at yourself. You're taking a look, and it's like you like what you see. But either you or somebody is bothered by that. You know, some people don't like when you like yourself. They don't feel good about themselves. They don't think you should feel good about yourself. You know what I'm saying? So the overall energy is really about you holding up your end of the bargain, whatever that is. You know, if you say you're going to go to work, you're going to go to work. If you say you're going to attend a meeting, you're going to attend a meeting. If you say you're going to, like, do something online, it becomes your business. You are faithful to that. You are committed to that. You know, it's a job. It's an obligation. It's a religion. And for some of you, that may be an issue, a religious issue here. It may have something to do with a dress code, how you dress. It could even be pertaining to your career. Because, you know, there are some careers when you outside of work, they still want you to be a certain way. But you feel okay with the way you look. You feel okay with the way you dress. This fits in reverse. Because this looks like a mess to me. I'm recognizing something is a mess over here. I don't know if you outside, you know. Somebody got an attitude. They need to tidy up. I don't know who that is. Five of Pentacles in the Hermit. Damn. Let's see what's going on. The Ace of Wands reverse is the underlying energy for the reason this agitation and this happiness. Somebody just, it was a lack of knowing, a lack of knowledge. You know, this says my people perish for lack of knowledge. See, judgment call. A lack of knowledge, a lack of knowing. Some of you may have been worried about not having enough to learn. This is higher education here. And this is like dreaming about your future. How you going to get somewhere, you know, if you don't have the money to pursue your goals and dreams in education. So here comes an offer. It's not major, but it's one. Or you're going to be submitting an application of some type for entry, for consideration, for review. Because you've been getting ready for this thing. Whatever it is, you've been spending time preparing for it, getting ready. And you feel sure of yourself. So it goes from a small plan to a major plan. For some of you, you submit something simple, small, and you get a bigger outcome because you prepared for it. You spent time away from the television, away from the clubs, away from a good time role, whatever it is, and you really put in the time, the hours, and the days to establish yourself, to build this talent, to build this gift, to reach this goal. You sacrificed. You pushed everything else because this was important to you. This is like a grand achievement, or this is the picture of success. Okay? The picture of success. You worked for that. Now, for some of you, this could be a tip that turns to be a major payoff for you in some shape, form, or fashion. Maybe it's somebody gave you a tip where you go get a job and you get a good pay, where you could go get a loan or whatever it is, but it came out of some agitation, something had to be figured out. But then the judgment call. I don't know if this person that gives you this tip was some earth angel. If it may come out of a song, some music, some praise. But you was looking for a solution. Some of you, this is about learning. This could be for your job. This could be you actually getting ready to go to higher learning. For some of you, the reason for being so defensive in your time of preparation a lot of stuff you had to find out for yourself. You didn't have the help, you didn't have the money to buy the books. You didn't have that. You had to really do the work on your own. You had to enlighten yourself. Because this deals with a lot of traumas and pains and sufferings, and it could have came through your work. It could have just came through life, your upbringing. I don't know. But I feel like it's making you a better person. But whatever this decision is, this could be an actual call. This could be a tip. You could even come up out of your sleep after wrestling with this thing. And you know exactly what to do with this commitment. Career commitment, business commitment. It's a personal commitment, though. Whatever it is very personal to you. You want it. It's personal to you. And that's a major payoff in the end. For some of you, a little plan turns into a bigger plan. For others of you, you're going to sow a little, but you're going to get a lot. Maybe you sowed a little all over the place, but you're going to sow or tip or submit something that turns out to be major for you. All because you took the time to focus on self, to master self, to develop yourself. Because you took the time to focus on your future, where you wanted to go and what you wanted to achieve. In spite of all the agitation, all the mess, all the unnecessary bull crap. Some of y'all, this may be a scratch off or a lottery ticket. The more I look at this, yeah, but some of y'all went through a rough time. You know what I'm saying? You had a lack of energy. You know, you didn't have. You may have even. This may have even dealt with some physical ailments. Whatever it is, I know that you've been through something. There you are again. There you are again under the reason. You have no energy. You have no fight for no bull crap. You had a lot to learn. A lot of looking at yourself in the mirror. A lot of acceptance here. Acceptance of yourself. Acceptance of situations. If this is accepting situations. The circumstances. This is deep. Let's sum it up. I'm up here like all day. Y'all, we sum it up with the reference cards as opposed to the summary cards, the picture cards. Ooh. It's all about that. Okay, let's get this right. Source. We're summing it up with reference word. What's this pertaining to? What is it that you want? What is this? Master teachers and future gurus to know. Ooh. This spell out. Should I keep it? Okay, I'm gonna do it one more time, y'all, because I was getting a couple of messages. Let's see what's on. Okay, source, please. Okay, I'm gonna do it one more time. Y'all doing too much. What is up? Stop. Just do one source. I can only do one. I don't know how many. Oh, we got some sight words. And I'm getting parent teacher tips. Oh, this will be so proper for master teachers and future gurus. Okay. This sometimes to me is dealing with university, okay? Maybe even high school, because it's dealing with graduation as well. So I am seeing that some of you may be dealing with some school issues. With a problem child. I don't know if they have like ADD, ADHD, anything like that, but they are very agitated. They're an agitated child. Their attention, they can't tolerate a lot. Because their mind is somewhere else. That got something to do with that attention deficit disorder. Somebody's got a plan that's going to come out really good. But you got to make that call. Let's see what's going on underneath. Is his what responsibility? Is his idea? I don't know. That's underlining all of that. Is his choice? Whether or not, you want to follow the plan or go for it, or turn something small into something great. I don't know. Let's get you a Spirit Vibe Oracle message. Then we're going to close it out. Mid-month report for Master Teachers and Future Gurus. Source, what would you like for me to relate to them? Somebody's definitely making a major call or going to get a wake-up call, maybe you coming out of your sleep, or somehow you're going to get it, and it pays off. Some of you, again, may have to make a judgment call regarding your child. You have to be committed. This may be a school. You know, you give them some tips, and they come out with a master plan for your issue. Okay? You got the T. Okay? They could be with the Teachers Education Association. Okay? I don't know. It could be the gossip of the day. I don't know. I don't think it's anything political. Or maybe you need to drink a little tea, you know, to simmer down. I don't know. You will if it pertains to you, because I'm going to leave it here. But I'd like to thank you so much, Master Teachers and Future Gurus, for tuning into the Soul Station with the Spearitual Bee for your mid-August report. I can't wait to bring you the next one. Until then, do what it takes to make you happy. All right? Hotel and one love.
I should just let it all go.